What's up, everybody? Welcome to the program. How are you? Top of the morning to ya. Hello. Welcome to Contemporary. Looking forward to this morning. Shout out to Jay Edgar for letting me guest host. What are we covering in today's program, guys? Got a good show on the docket. Things are looking good. We're going to cover a little bit of the Black Lives Matter mess that's going on in today's society, touching on a few different articles. The Haitian president was assassinated a couple nights ago, and I suspect zero foul play whatsoever, especially from the Clintons. Just jokes, guys, just jokes. We're also going to be covering a San Francisco choir that put out a San Francisco gay choir, but maybe that's redundant. That says that they want to convert conservative children. And we're also going to get into some news about Tucker Carlson possibly or probably being spied on by the NSA. This is Contemporary, and I'm here filling in for Jay Edgar. My name is Stephen Ignoramus. Let's have a good show, everybody. Oh, hello. Oh, Jay Edgar.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello? All right, folks, while we're waiting, make sure you do support Jay Edgar over there on the various platforms. Check out the other Freedom Scoop people that are the other streamers over there on Freedom Scoop. And a big shout out to the other people that are filling in for Jay Edgar this week: Jessica Green, Seawall, and I think John from the Generational Gap is doing the show tomorrow. Let's get into the news. All right, so I know that Jay Edgar usually does a little bit of finance stuff early on in the program, and I'm essentially illiterate on finance stuff, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be doing my part to stay true to his routine. So we might not cover too much about the Dow Jones and things like that. We'll take a glance at it because I basically don't know what that stuff means. I mean, I know what a percentage is, but a percentage of what? It's all just abstract, right? Manhattan real estate prices reach a record as buying frenzy takes hold. It says here that the median resale price for Manhattan apartments hits $999,000. You couldn't just do one more thousand. Even I could afford that. So it says it reaches just under $1 million in the second quarter, the highest on record, according to a report from Douglas Elliman and Miller Samuel. The average sale prices rose 12% in the quarter, toppling $1.9 million, the report said. And the buying spree has led to fewer apartments on the market, and there is a robust demand for pricey penthouses, which offer buyers more space in private outdoor areas. Sounds nice, except it's in a city on the East Coast and in the North. Not my brand of vodka. Manhattan real estate prices reached an all-time high in the second quarter as buyers returned to the city and boosted demand for the largest, most expensive apartments, according to new reports. That number really bothers me. You couldn't just give it one bump. I'm sure it's inflated either way, right? I don't know. I toyed with the idea of, doing my, how many of my takes to leave in here. My first take of the day is I'll give you that extra $1,000 just so we can make it a clean $1 million. It's a sign of the frenzy and intensity of the market, said Jonathan Miller, CEO of the real estate appraisal firm Miller Samuel. It's rebounding much faster than most participants expected. There was 3,417 sales in the second quarter. So I guess people are still moving in. It's mostly Chinese nationals, I'm sure. Actually, I've heard that about many, that the Chinese are buying up a bunch of real estate in big markets in the U.S., but I haven't really looked into it myself. Can't imagine it's not true, right? All right. So one thing I don't know what if J. Edgar talks about this too much. We're going to go over some cryptocurrency stuff. I own a bit of crypto, and that's made me question my life in the last couple months because it took a big dive. But I'm staying strong, guys. I'm getting help for it. Bitcoin. I don't know how familiar you guys are with crypto, but Bitcoin, Ethereum are still like kind of the big ones. XRP. Dogecoin that took that did big things, earlier in the year with the game stonks thing. But like I said, I'm basically illiterate when it comes to finance stuff. But I know what money is. I may not be a smart man, but I know what money is. Do you, Steven? Yeah. So I don't know which ones you guys own and things like that, but I got a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of XRP. Little bit of Dogecoin. I mean, XRP took a big dump in the last couple months. Not cool, bro. Not cool. But yeah, I mean, there's people that make their whole livelihood now, creating and buying and selling smaller, up and coming ones, reading the charts and things like that. Respect. The Theta, I heard, is a new one that people are getting into. I got some Litecoin. I don't know. It's everything in general has been, everything that I've been tracking has been pretty crappy the last couple months, but kind of like the materials and things like that. Lumber's gone up in price a bunch. Gas, we're going to cover some gas in a second. And hello to everyone over there in the live chat. Hello. So yeah, figured we talk about this for a second. I still, the one thing that crypto has in common with fiat currency, which is backed by nothing, is that it's kind of backed by nothing. On my streams, I've done probably 4 streams now over the last couple years on crypto, and I don't really understand really what it is because I actually don't think it is anything. If I have some lumber, if I have some gold or something like that, I can give it to you, and you can. Gold, even gold itself, it has just a value that's one places in it. I guess you can melt it down and make bullets. You can a golden bullet, sweet. You can make copper wiring out of copper. Did you guys know that's the way that works? That you can make things out of the same thing. Sorry, it's early, guys. I didn't sleep well. J. Edgar streams really early because he's not on the Eastern time zone like a noob. All right. Cardano. I've been hearing stuff about that. I did a show with a guy named Cardano Slim, and he's a big proponent. There's the word, proponent. I actually had a dream last night that I was given my take. I dreamt about contemporary last night. So I was given my take on contemporary in my dream, and I couldn't think of the word I wanted to say. I was like, and when there's the... and I think it was like an hour of my dream, spit it out. Then I woke up, and life was good. Then I got a coffee. Let's go through gas prices. So I live in Tennessee. And it says we're comparing Tennessee to what it is now to like a year ago and things like that. It hasn't gotten too bad in the last month. People are blaming it on Biden and stuff like that. I guess. I'm no Biden fan, but I tend to think that scapegoating is real on one side, but people tend to do it. There's ups and downs, things like that. I certainly think Trump was better for the economy. But it just spiked a lot in about 2 or 3 months ago, I believe, during the whole pipeline hack and things like that. I don't know if you guys have any good stories about people, filling up gas in shopping bags with holes in them or whatever. I saw a little bit of that. Not that extreme of an example, but yeah. So a year ago, it was gas was $1.9. Let's go back to the nation, though. I'm interested in the nation, guys. So current average in the United States is $3.1, $3.141 for regular. I still don't understand. Anyone fill up their tank with mid-grade or premium? Because I've seen on a few of the caps on the inside of my car that I should. Well, not my car, but old cars that I've had. But I never did. And then again, guys, I'm not your deep dive guy. I'm not the well-informed type. Yesterday's average, so it went up, a very small amount overnight. So and then a month ago, I guess, so it's gone up about a cent since a month ago, and a year ago, it's gone up about 90 cents since then. Holy shnikes, no bueno, bro. And so highest recorded average price is $4.01, and that is from that's from 2008. I mean, I've heard talk of it being $5, but I don't think that's true. I don't see it any national retail prices. I don't know. People love to freak out about stuff. I said a second ago, I'm not really your deep dive guy. I do have specialties, though. I mean, what I do on my show is I kind of like analyze culture, a lot of the degenerate aspects of culture. That's why it's called American Spice. We're going to get a little bit spicy today. Not too spicy. Chill out, J. Edgar. Chill out, Susan Wojcicki. I'm going to keep it within the realm of this program. But, I mean, people just love to freak out. If you spend too much time just reading what people write on Twitter or Facebook or whatever social media, it's 80% people freaking out about the future. And I guess that's not – planning for the future is not bad. I mean, look, I got a little – prep and supply or whatever. I've had one for longer than most people I know. But I think a lot of people go by what is said in the replies and the comments in certain websites, and I think that's a very, very big mistake. So yeah, that's the gas stuff, and might as well do our diligence and check in at the Dow Jones. Again, here's the thing I know almost nothing about. I know there's a bunch of companies, and there's this guy named Dow, and there's this guy named Jones, and they meet every morning, and they come up with an industrial average. That's about it. But it's up 104 points, 0.3 since yesterday. I don't even know what the close and the opening is. So I mean, I'm just kind of like shouting into the wind over here. But I mean, I don't know. One thing that I do know is that the market is not the economy. The GDP is not the economy. There's a mix of different things that are what you would call the economy. In fact, there's almost no such thing as the economy. There's people, there's actors that act a certain way, and it can get inflated, it can get propped up and things like that. But I do think that we're headed for relatively hard times as far as inflation and cost of building and things like that. I've been working on my homestead a little bit, and certainly resources have gone up in price. So I guess preparing for that is good. But, and at this point, I got to say that if you don't have several months worth of food in your crib, then you're kind of, you're not gonna outlive me. I've got a crossbow and some tuna, and you're gonna be a zombie. All right, guys. Very good, very good. There's the finance stuff. One thing, I'm a big proponent of gun rights. Basically, I'm such a Second Amendment absolutist that I don't really like the Second Amendment. I don't think it goes far enough. It's kind of like clouded language or whatever. Let's go with a couple stories that involve a good guy with a gun. A break-in suspect opens fire on a homeowner with a stolen gun, but a homeowner is armed as well, and shoots intruder dead. Is from The Blaze. A Modesto, California homeowner got the call Friday afternoon from an alarm company monitoring his house, and there was a break-in. What happened next? With that, the homeowner returned to his residence, and sure enough, the intruder was inside. So he got there second. Oh, I thought he was already in there. This is hilarious. This is a hilarious story. I don't know if I know we got a lot of people listening that are big on meme culture. You know how there's the meme where they're in the church and there's one guy sitting there, and then there's a lady with a gun to his head, and there's a lady with a gun to her head, and then there's a sniper on the balcony behind him with a gun pointed at her head. This reminds me of that. One burglar shows up, and then the other's behind him, then another's behind him, and then the homeowner comes in gotcha, bitch. Fortunately for the homeowner, he had made certain to exercise his Second Amendment rights and had a gun on hand. The station said the homeowner fired back at the suspect and the gun battle was on. But the homeowner's aim was true. The break-in suspect, identified as 41-year-old Rodney Lee Martin, was found dead at the scene by responding authorities. He did. All right, and another one. A Chicago shooting spree ends after a man with concealed carry license takes down another attacker. He had his glizzy on Lizzie. It was in Chicago. Yeah, I'm good to see that they're cleaning up the streets of Chicago. The only people cleaning up the streets of Chicago is the private citizens. The Chicago police said this week that if it weren't for a good guy with a gun, a criminal who shot and killed one woman and injured two others on Independence Day may have gotten away with a heinous attack. Wasn't it 98? It got up to 98. At first, it was 85. Then in a 3-day period, it was Dude, you guys got to check out the dishonesty of the media regarding shootings in the country over Independence Day weekend. It was crazy. Almost none of them were in rural areas. And it was like something like 500 people were shot. There were like 500 shootings, something like that, over the weekend. 100 of them were in Chicago. If you total up like Chicago, Detroit, New York, Miami, the big, Democrat-run crappy urban areas, it's like almost all of them. And the Daily Beast put out this stat, and it was just like a white dude with a white dude, American flags everywhere, with like an AR-15 on his back. The media, man, they make me sick. That's why I'm doing my diligence. So is J. Edgar. Have some truth in this world of lies. So this is good. I didn't even know you could have concealed carry in Chicago. That's kind of good. Let's watch a video. South Austin has nothing to do with what we're saying.
Is dead. 2 men are hurt from a shooting in an alley. A witness with a concealed carry license saw a man shoot at those victims. That witness then shot at the man who opened fire. He is now in serious condition, but police did place him into custody. Finally.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So it's like it's the cities, yo. It's the cities. All right. So that's enough for that's enough for the gun stuff. Now, on my show, the Daily Ignoramus, we do what's called the Clown-Pilled Opener, and I think I'm renaming it to the Ignant Opener, but I just think we do a quick one, right? Do a quick couple spicy stories, a couple funny stuff, grab some laughs, and we'll move on to the big articles of the day, including the Haitian president being assassinated by not Hillary Clinton. Erectile dysfunction could be a symptom of wrong COVID, experts say. Long COVID? Is there a short COVID? I don't know what they mean by this. Of long COVID. Okay, all right. Well, many of the symptoms, and of course, this is brought to you by the Daily Wire. While many of the symptoms of COVID-19 are well known, one new potential outcome experienced by those who have become infected is being investigated by medical experts: erectile dysfunction. Medical community is looking into this condition as part of a broader effort to understand the full impact of COVID-19. Erectile dysfunction has reportedly been observed in some patients, with further investigation required to confirm the causation. Dr. Ryan Berglund, a Cleveland Clinic urologist, says that I still want to know what the long thing is. He stressed that it had not been proved. It says proved that COVID-19 causes erectile dysfunction. Observational studies need to be done, he said, adding that a helpful one would be to study men in the same age group with similar health status to see if rates of erectile dysfunction differ depending on whether they've had the coronavirus. So, I mean, look, this is one of these medical articles where they're basically saying nothing. Maybe I'm just like too black and white thinking, but whenever they say may and could, I can make all kinds. Like, I could say that you guys in the live chat could be a cause of of the erectile dysfunction that I may have had for years, may or may not have had. I can't stand the media. And, they're forced to report on it because it's like cool. Experts say that, dude, you don't need an expert to say something could have happened. You can just ask me. I was like, shit, it could, you know what I mean? As the Daily Wire reported, Biden said, we're continuing to wind down the mass vaccination sites, literally knocking on doors. Often, sometimes door to door, literally knocking on doors to help people get help. We need to bring some Cialis. Oh my gosh, dude, I need some help. Come to my door, deliver it to me. A little more spice. CNN says that fossil fuels kill more people each year than the Holocaust. Here's the truth. Like, are you sure? So it's a guest on Brian Stelter's show. So Stelter asked New York Magazine editor-at-large David Wallace, what does it mean, David, to be a climate reporter? I want the spicy quote. Falsely claimed that the death toll from burning fossil fuels kills 10 million people per year, larger than the Holocaust, to help combat this alleged epidemic, a fellow guest added. Reporters should not bypass scientists and simply report that the world's extreme heat is an injustice. Dude, these guys are bigots. It's not only an injustice, it's a racial injustice, okay? Caused by the 40-year conspiracy of the oil companies. I can't stand how people write. Who wrote that? Ben Johnson? When they say the right wing is not setting their best, the mainstream right is, I mean, I don't want to get on my soapbox, but I'm here already, so, you know. But the mainstream right wing, they're essentially liberals, man. They're as much part of at least the way they write, it's all couch and clouded language, selling clicks, selling sheets, selling gold. All right, guys. So what are we going to now? Yeah, let's go over to one of our themes of the day, which is Black Lives Matter. Reporting on it, different media angles, things like that. Washington Post. Wow, if they're nailing Biden with some Pinocchios, then you know, I know which side I'm actually. Whose side am I on? Washington Post or Biden? Huh? Biden, dude. I'm not gonna lie, man. Biden seems like cool to hang with sometimes. I don't like the guy. I think he's like kind of a pervert. Not kind of. He's a pervert. I also have a theory about Biden being cloned, and I'm just a proponent of earlobe gate. If you've heard of that one, I think I might have made it up. I don't know. But anyway. But yeah, I mean, I would much rather hang out with Biden than hang out with the people at the Washington Post. I mean, he'll just be like, corn pop, can I sniff you? You know, I'm like, no. And like, but you can have a beer. But the Washington Post people, they're like younger. Now they do upspeak, you know, their voice is all high. I don't know. Washington Post nails Biden White House and Psaki with 3 Pinocchios for their claims that the GOP is defunding the police. Oh. The Washington Post hit them with 3 Pinocchios, as I said before, claiming that Republicans are defunding the police. In recent remarks, Psaki and senior Biden advisor Cedric Richmond both said that the GOP's opposition to Biden's staggering $1.9 trillion COVID-19 rescue plan. Just print it. Just print more. Was akin to supporting the defund the police movement. Let them fight, dude. This surface level fighting stuff, just like, yo, bring back the Coliseum. Just bring back open air fighting. In a video game, though, of my choosing, in real life. As $350 billion of the bill was earmarked for state and local government aid. Yeah, I mean, look. If you watch a lot of these videos from the inner city, it makes sense to me to defund the police. Or like, it makes sense to me that like police would or even should quit. I mean, they're not even doing anything. They just let everything happen. So let them fight. Let's talk about who defunded the police. When we were in Congress last year, it's Cedric Richmond. Let me look up who this guy is. I don't want to, because it makes, he's like, Hey, yo, let's talk about who defunded the police, my brother. When we were in Congress last year trying to pass an emergency relief plan, you know what I'm saying, for cities that were cash-strapped and laying off the police and firefighters, you know what I'm saying, it was the Republicans who objected to it, man. Got to work on my my urban fellow voice. In late June, Psaki told reporters that the American Rescue Plan was voted into law by Democrats are the real racists. Dude, this is some like it's just like a played out song that never ends. Oh, like cool, dude. It's like 1996, and like, oh, dude, No Scrubs is on again. Oh, okay, then you change stations. Like, I don't want a scrub is a guy also known as a scrub is a guy that thinks he's. I don't want no. Okay. It's just the same fight over and over. I'm telling you, man, the Republicans are the heel in the WWE. They're just controlled opposition, man. They're just like, oh, you're the real racist. Like, you ever see that meme where it's like, it's a tombstone and it says Republicans and it says, imagine if the roles were reversed. Like, here lies Republicans. Imagine if the roles were reversed. It's like, dude, this is such a butt fight, you know? It's so butt. Like, oh, no, they said they wanted to defund the police. Bring back the Coliseum. Let's keep going. An LAPD officer accused of sending a meme mocking George Floyd death will not face discipline. Nice. Is this the meme? I want to see the meme. I want to see the spice, dude. An unnamed LAPD officer accused of sending a meme that mocked George Floyd's death will not face any discipline, according to a report from KNBC TV. Let's see if we got it. If it doesn't, so it's a George Floyd Valentine. If they don't show it, it confirms that they're the enemy of the people. Just show it. They don't have it. I hate you. The hatred is brewing in my heart. So he won't face discipline, but I want the meme. Is it Valentine? All right. I'm definitely against the changing of history, the toppling of statues, and cancel culture in general. Although I have my questions about, I have a theory that no one in the world is actually completely anti-censorship. I mean, you got to censor some things. I used to be a little more like fully libertarian or whatever, but I realized that there's some things in society that just can't be allowed or whatever. But people's names, like being named after things and like statues from whatever, they should be still up, and like destruction of property is destruction of property, but it's good. So here's an article right here about a university that takes a stand against the name change after discovery that the namesake had slavery connection. Wingate University, a private school located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, has taken a stand and refused to change its name after another prestigious university in the state discovered that Wingate's namesake had a connection to slavery. Dude, I think every single person in the world had an ancestor who had a slave and was a slave. I mean, look, it has to be if you go back far enough, depending on what your view is, whatever on like history, creation, things like that. But the school's announcement stands in stark contrast to the cultural movement of late that has attempted to erase all connection to America's unsavory history. The result of which has been renaming buildings, streets, all of it's bad, man. This is like a commie mob coming to erase everything. And they're not, like, what they're basically doing in its place is like, piss, syringes, and graffiti. Like, it'd be one thing if you're like a better artist, but if you're going up to these, I mean, some of the statues that have been toppled, like for instance, I lived in DC. There was one of the only statue that got brought down in Washington DC was Albert Pike. Albert Pike is a Freemason. I'm not a big fan of the Freemasons. I'm a strong Christian. I think the Masonic movement is anti-Christian, okay? That got brought down. So that's like a guy that I would like, it's an example of a dude I would not necessarily want to see celebrated. But an artist took the time to like craft it like his face out of like a rarer than graffiti material, and they put it up there somewhere with a plaque, and it meant something to someone. But these people just topple it, put the worst art ever and just like basically take a shit on it. So there's many layers to it. I don't think you should be doing it in the first place, but if you're going to, like, I believe in artistic skill, and these people don't. They're like the great destroyers of the world. They'll never be content with anything. Cause like we be slaves and shit now. Have you heard about that Fed? That Fed? We ain't getting fed because that Fed. There's slavery going on right now. I mean, and I don't mean just like in Libya, dude. If the government is taking like more than 50% of your shit, you're like, there's this thought experiment. I don't know who did it. I've brought it up on stream before, where it's like the 7 degrees of slavery or something like that. And it goes from you keeping 100% of your stuff, which has basically never happened in history, all the way to you, working like to your dead one day, and they like put a bullet in your head and you're in a ditch in one day. That's like full slavery. So really what slavery is a spectrum. That's all freedom really is like, where are you on that spectrum? Because also a lot of leftists think that you having to do work in the first place is slavery. So, I mean, it's kind of a philosophical debate or whatever. But my point is these commie types are emotional train wrecks. I've been out in these streets. I'm out in these streets every day. Well, not, several days. several days. And they're never satisfied with anything. So, I mean, I think it's worth it to oppose them just like on fruits alone. They have no sense of tradition. They hate their heritage. They want to burn down everything, and they got to be stopped. All right. A billionaire, British billionaire. What good would you say you do here, Bob? A British billionaire. Okay, I guess we'll read it. I don't want to discriminate, but, billionaire suggests that Black Lives Matter created more bigotry and blasts affirmative action and quotas. Positive discrimination is dangerous for society. Well, it's positive. What do you mean? I don't know what he really means by that. Positive discrimination. Another book that changed my life that you should read is Discrimination and Disparities by Thomas Sowell. In fact, I recommend almost anything by Thomas Sowell. That book, definitely black, redneck, white liberal is amazing. But Discrimination, Disparity, he goes into why everyone discriminates every day, and that's fine. There's like a discrimination A, discrimination B, and C. I don't know. You should read it. It's really, really good. I'm sure you guys are pretty woke on Thomas Sowell, but we got to listen to the opinions from across the pond, Caldwell, the founder of Phones for You, a UK chain of cell phones. This is an irrelevant article. I pulled it because I saw Black Lives Matter, but we're gaining nothing here. We have a British billionaire who founded a phone company opining from across the pond about what Black Lives Matter is. And now he's probably right, but also bigotry is not bad, dude. I think bigotry is good. It's like when everyone, that's one of the things that kind of red pilled me on the media. If you make a list of the 50 words that are the 50 buzzwords used by the media, every single one of them is just a psyop. Because bigotry towards what? I mean, it's an extreme intolerance towards other viewpoints. Well, there are some other viewpoints that deserve extreme intolerance. Okay, equality, diversity, all of them, dude. Even like America, they all mean something a little bit different than the media says. So I welcome you to not trust what they're saying, even if they're on your side. LOL, Black Lives. We might as well go through some tweets, right? LOL, Black Lives Matter in Chicago is calling for the resignation of Lori Lightfoot. We talked about this on my stream the other day. You guys ever played Oddworld Abe's Exodus or Oddworld Abe? People say that Lori Lightfoot looks like Beetlejuice, and that might be true, but not as much as she looks like Abe. So here you got some pictures of Oddworld Abe up on the screen. Oddworld Abe's Legacy, especially this one. Let's go to it. Yeah, that one right in the middle. Both of them right here. Oh, man. Yeah, so Lori Lightfoot, I mean, that's an example of... this part's actually a good thing, where they'll never be satisfied, so they'll always come to eat their own, including Lori Lightfoot. I've enjoyed her sparring with that guy from Newsmax who's in her newsroom as of late. It's good to see. It's good fodder. But, I mean, I just think that but nothing's going to ever happen. I mean, the thing that kind of bothers me the most is you're a common, centrist liberal, or left-leaning liberal, or even right-leaning, right of center, is they're not going to change who they vote for. Most right-wingers are center-right are going to continue to vote for rhinos because they want to they want to out-left the left. And the center left is just going to keep voting for more diversity and inclusion bullshit. And I don't think I personally don't think that the critical mass of in a weird way, I have more respect for the far left than I do for the center left. Because at least the far left is just sick in the head, and they're just going to continue to be as such. But the center of the log rots, man. The center of the log rocks. Rots. I need more coffee. Okay. LOL. BLM in Chicago is calling for the resignation of Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, please do. I mean, but if she resigns, what's going to happen? White IPA matters, by the way. Makes me want to buy it. A Polish-based brewery faces backlash. Excuse me, not blacklash, backlash over white. Don't get too spicy in J. Edgar's stream. Stay on target. A backlash over white IPA matters beer. An advertisement for a new beer called White IPA Matters by a Polish brewery has sparked backlash after people called it racist in an attempt to exploit George Floyd's death. Hasn't it been around before that? I've heard of this before. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow, it's already been 40 minutes. Holy shnikes. Ad released by Mensen Brewery, owned by right-wing politician Slawomir Mensen, shows a black barman drinking the beer surrounded by, dude, spicy. Do I have this pulled for my show? We definitely got to talk more about this. There's like 17 jokes in my head that I simply can't crack in good conscience on another man's stream. Shows a black barman drinking the beer surrounded by symbols from America's deep south, including a Confederate flag. Whoa. In the ad, a black man can be seen performing his duties while the camera focuses on the symbols. A person walks into the bar and slides the beer to the barman, who takes a sip and says, This is what I needed." They've been flooded with complaints since the release of the ad, claiming it was racist and should be taken down. The beer exploits the death of everyone's exploiting the death of George Floyd, dude. Every single person. No one isn't. I'm doing it right now. The racist backlash to the global Black Lives Matter movement, dude. Oh, man. The head says a Polish sociologist, the head of the Never Again Association's East Europe Monitoring Center. These people love their lists, yo. They love their lists. I can't blame them. So let me pull this to the side to talk about this in the Clown Pilled Opener coming up in about an hour and a half on my program. Okay, might as well go over to the big theme that I wanted to talk about today. The Haitian president, Jovenel Moise, was assassinated in his home late Tuesday night. His wife was also shot during the inhuman and barbaric attack. Pretty crazy story. I mean, it's not every day you see Ed Soleimani at the beginning of 2020, but he wasn't even the leader of Iran. Haitian President Jovenel Moise, 53, was assassinated in his home late Tuesday night, according to various reports, and his wife suffered bullet wounds during the attack. She remains hospitalized at the time of this reporting. His murder takes place against a backdrop of horrific ongoing violence in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, perpetuated by at least 95 armed gangs carrying out acts of arson, assault, murder, and shootings. A statement from the interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph revealed that an unidentified group stormed Moise's home and killed him. Condemns the attack, saying it was an odious, inhuman, and barbaric act, and certainly nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. The only reason I'm saying that is because, you guys know the first reason, because it's Hillary Clinton. But also, didn't they have land out there? There was a whole Haitian scandal or whatever. I don't know. I got my thoughts. I wasn't going to address the chat too much, but Quest Fanning says it's a hate crime, as in H-A-I-T. Thank you, Quest. Welcome, everybody, by the way. I thank my head of security at the palace. Wow, really? I didn't know this. The same month, Moise said that the security detail foiled an assassination attempt against him. Wow. 2 times a charm, I guess. 2 times a charm. And the U.S. has closed their embassy following the assassination of him. Temporarily closed the U.S. embassy in Haiti following the assassination of President Jovenel Moise. Am I crushing that pronunciation? I know you guys speak Haitian in the chat. So he was at the presidential palace around 1 a.m. on Wednesday when a highly trained and heavily armed group conducted a coordinated attack, according to the station. Yeah, something happened here, dude. I don't know what, man. I just work here. But police have been patrolling the area as what a mess. Some countries are just a mess, dude. But I mean, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is just like it can totally happen here. It can completely happen here. It can happen anywhere. I don't know if it will or whatever, but I mean, I totally believe there's like body doubles. I think for high profile countries, I mean, they are incorporated, but there has to be body doubles. You know, I think I saw a body double Trump once before. So I was streaming in DC and the motorcade went by and there was a dude in there like, you know, yeah, and it looked like Trump. And then I like look at my phone and Trump is like, you know, Trump is like speaking in a different state or something like that. He's already at Andrews Air Force Base. It looked just like Trump. People were mobbing the car and stuff like that. And you gotta have body doubles, so that you know they can just replace him, whatever. Haiti has long struggled with its economic and political conditions. Recent data from the World Bank shows that the country, which is home to more than 11 million people, has a per capita income of $1,150. Does that mean per year? Wow, dude. Let's get those numbers up, folks. Let's get those numbers up. Anyway, and this is from a month and a half. This is from 3 months ago. 3 months ago, Haiti rejected the COVID-19 vaccine from the WHO. The Haitian government, has, what do you hate your people? has declined to receive the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine proposed by the WHO, according to a Dominican news outlet. About 750,000 vaccine doses were scheduled to arrive in Haiti in May, free of charge to the government, according to the Guardian. Man, this like medical. You guys ever read or heard of the story "Confessions of an Economic Hitman"? It's fascinating stuff. It was one of my first real red pills about I've been fascinated with like global relations and just history for my entire life. But when 2012 or something like that, 2013, I read Confessions of an Economic Hitman, like a story. It's about this guy who went in to third world countries on behalf of like the IMF and things like that. And you would take me through these steps of like, it's like the mafia, where it's like, oh yeah, you try to get their compliance through peaceful means or through carrots, but then the stick comes out, and eventually they'll assassinate the people that won't comply with them just to get them on the world currency tip, And it's just like the same thing to me. It's like anytime something's free, if something's free and it's there to help, that shit ain't free. If they're like, oh, it'll be a win-win. You won't have to pay a thing, and it's to help you out. Ugh. I don't know. I mean, so I don't know. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but dude, it's not this big of a stretch, man. I don't think any of the stuff I believe in is that big of a stretch, but I'm the guy saying it, so I don't know. So it's also they turned down the AstraZeneca, which has been proved to be like they had all these, and I'm not making anything up. Like I'm not trying to get Jagger in trouble or whatever, but there's been lawsuits in Europe over the health or whatever of the effects of the AstraZeneca, but it says Haiti has asked for vaccines from other drug makers, an unnamed government source told EFE. It says the country's lack of deep refrigeration infrastructure can only accommodate the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccines, which don't require the deeply cold temperature environments for handling and safekeeping. Thought it was pretty interesting, man. Thought it was pretty interesting. And it also says here that 4 mercenaries were killed and 2 arrested after the Haitian president has been assassinated, authorities say. So I wasn't able to, I guess I didn't, and you never scroll on Twitter too long. You're going to get like a dick swinging in your face. But total coincidence, this happened earlier this week. Dozens of documents about Ghislaine Maxwell's personal affairs to be brought to light. I don't know, dude. I think some conspiracies are legit, some aren't. But most are. So yeah, it's like maybe they got the people, maybe they invented new people or whatever. Anyway, let's see. How are we looking on time? So yeah, we have time for a couple more. I think we're going to go till about 9:15 Eastern time. So let's circle back. let's circle back. Let's check in with our previous two leaders, Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Donald Trump has now sued Jack Dorsey, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sundar Pichai over social media censorship of conservatives. I didn't prep it, but dude, the way that Trump says Sundar Pichai, he says it's so funny. Donald Trump sues Jack Dorsey, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sundar Pichai. Look up this clip. It's really, really funny. Over social media censorship of conservatives. Trump is speaking live on Newsmax about his plans for a class action lawsuit, more like ass action lawsuit. In addition to Zuckerberg and Dorsey, Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai is also being added to Trump's lawsuit. It's illegal, unconstitutional censorship. And you'll be seeing in this lawsuit, he accused Democrats of trying to mask the fact that they hate the police, part of a long list of tactics used by Trump's political opponents. It's hot stuff. Wonder how long the speech was. I mean, it's cool, man. Sweet. Lawsuits. I mean, I want some criminal charges and stuff. I don't even care who they're against. I don't even care if they're against me. I just want to see someone's head roll, you know? I just want to see it. Jokes. So I guess Tucker is being spied on. I know this went crazy last night on the Twitter. I didn't sleep. I barely slept last night. I don't know. I think I ate too late and I got like 2 hours of sleep or whatever. But during this time, I was scrolling Twitter, so you guys know I was being productive. Check out all the blue check morons who swore the corrupt intel community would never spy on Tucker Carlson. Democrats are the real racists. So was it confirmed? I didn't see any confirmation that it was. They never denied it. But it was the whole news was that they tripled down on it. It's like, dude, let them fight, man. And there's this whole Tucker Carlson is Alex Jones, yo. I mean, Tucker, I think, is the only one in mainstream media that I even like at all, and I barely like him. Barely. He's like hanging by a thread, dude. So L's, NSA, mainstream, National Review posting their L's online. Oliver Darcy, Jonah Goldberg, Brian Stelter. A fact check on Tucker Carlson's claim that the NSA is spying on him. Tucker Carlson says the NSA is spying on him. Is that even plausible? Pinkies up, guys. So I don't know. I bet they are. I bet they're spying on this stream. Do something about it. Let's go over to the thing, man, or Biden. It says, I will deliver a message to Putin. Biden's reaction to the latest cyber attack. It's always the Russians, man. You keep it up and I'm moving to Russia, dude. On Wednesday, asked by reporters if he had it's all like such surface level fodder, dude. Asked by reporters, it's just like assholes jerking each other off. It's like, asked by reporters if he had a message for Russian President Vladimir Putin after the latest cyber attack targeting an American firm that has been reportedly launched by a Russian hacking group. President Biden said, I will deliver it to him. I will deliver some vodka and caviar. Yeah. Oh, yay, oh, yay, oh, yay. Yes, and our tax dollars hard at work from Biden. The Biden administration will shift nearly $1 billion in COVID funds to pay to house migrant children at the border. Biden administration will relocate $860 million in funds meant for COVID-19 relief programs to the Health and Human Services Department in order to cover the cost of housing to the thousands of child migrants who remain in the United States custody. Dude, the economic stuff from COVID has been just a cash grab this whole time. I mean, Lori Lightfoot allocated a bunch of it to like combat racism, which has now been declared a public health crisis in Chicago. Our culture is a mess, dude. It is a mess. But it goes on. It keeps going on. And I don't even know like people can or should do about it. Like on my, like, you know, depending on how much coffee I've had, or how much sleep I have, like I bounce through like 15 ideologies a day, you know. So I don't know, man. Yeah, slush fund, says Quest Fanning. Correct. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to break the fourth wall again. Sorry. Dude, this is crazy, man. You know, when I was you know, more of a liberal in like 2016, 17 or whatever, I was like one of these, I just repeated what I heard about. Like, I don't know if the wall is pragmatic, you know, like, dude, a physical barrier is pragmatic. It is pragmatic, and you can make your, like, you know, semi-open borders, like, you know, workers visa, student visa, like pragmatic, you know, argument. But on moral grounds, like building a strong physical barrier and lining the border with men with guns is totally moral, completely immoral. So anyway, the problems continue. Over to election stuff. Thought this was kind of interesting. A federal judge has denied, we're in Georgia right now, a federal judge has denied a request to block parts of Georgia's election law for now. A federal judge has denied an attempt by a left-leaning election integrity group to invalidate parts of Georgia's sweeping election law on Wednesday ahead of runoff elections in the state house, the Associated Press reports. The Coalition for Good Governance, sounds shady, has filed a lawsuit seeking an emergency order to block parts of the Georgia law related to election observation. And the deadline to submit absentee ballot applications before the elections. So I don't know. There's definitely problems out there. I think the voting system is a big part of it. I kind of think democracy in general is a part of it. You know, if you think about what democracy really is, it's like not a good call at the end of the day. But we live in a republic, and that doesn't work either. Anyways, guys, I got to chug more coffee, it's looking like. So there's been an audit initiated in Pennsylvania now. So Pennsylvania has initiated a full forensic audit of the 2020 election results. Yeah, I mean, I don't even really know what happened exactly in Arizona. So we'll see. My guess would be nothing. What else? Fulton County, this is out of Georgia as well. So Marjorie Taylor Greene tweets out, the Fulton County audit is going to reveal a serious election fraud. The forensic auditor has already found a very big issue causing a drastic vote tally change. And they are barely getting started. Biden did not win my state. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. Okay, the last thing of the day we're going to get into before we get into a thing I like and a thing I hate, because that's what I was told to do by J. Edgar, the dictator. All right. So, I mean, one of my specialties that I do over on my show, The Daily Ignoramus, which you should check out in an hour, is the cultural rot, the cultural degeneracy stuff. I mean, we do a lot of stuff on like race, a lot of stuff on the big gay, as we call it, you know, a lot of stuff I can't really say on this program. But, I mean, look, people on the far right have said for years that they're coming after the children. And I think that it's very apparent that the big gay is coming after the children, and it has to. And they just put out the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus has delivered a message more of the same. Quote, "Will convert your children." The San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus delivers a musical message to those who work against the gay agenda. You can't strike me. I mean, it's Jagger's channel, but this is in quotations. They said this: the gay agenda will convert your children. And of course, they scrubbed it from like everything, but people know how to mirror videos, and I have it on Instagram. We're going to watch it in a second. The San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus last week released a music video titled "A Message from the Gay Community." The video begins with one singer introducing the tune, and they're never satisfied, dude. There's always still work to be done. They will not be satisfied until the whole world is gay and black. Dude, look at these lyrics, man. You think we're sinful. You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect, but you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. It happens bit by bit. Quietly and subtly, you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco. Make them wear pleated pants. We don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair. I mean, this is wicked stuff. Yeah, it's in the schools. It's in the churches. It's in the interest groups. It has to be opposed. It must be opposed, or it's just going to become. They literally will corrupt the children. An inherent part of any process that you would call normalization is going after the kids. And I don't mean just the gay thing. Anything. That's what normalization is. It means for everybody, acceptable in polite society. They must go after the kids, and they have been for years. Okay, so they've deleted all their tweets. They deleted the video, but we're going to watch it in a second. Pride Month may be over, but honey, the gay agenda never really stops. Enjoy a message from the gay community, a first of 6 songs from our final 2021 virtual concert. We'll be sharing a new song every Thursday for the next 6 weeks.
Years, there's still work to be.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'm probably going to be cringing hard, dude. Gonna be cringing hard. All right, so let's watch it. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm glad I'm watching it now and not, screening it for the first time on my program.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct.
So evil.
We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco, make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Keep in mind, they're literally calling corruption good. I mean, in their lyrics, it's like, yeah, literally calling corruption good right now. There's no way, corruption is a deviation from good. They're saying it straight to your face. They know it's not good.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night to protest. Oh, and you'll be disgusted when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight. Like information. Guess what? You'll still be alright. We'll convert your children. Yes, we will.
Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
'Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting kinder.
Gen Z's gayer than Grindr. Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them.
The water's making them multiply. Abort, abort. Alex Jones was right.
We're coming for your children.
We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. Your children will care about fairness and justice for.
How many people are in this? 81 people are singing this at the same time, man. Yeah, this is it's so evil, man.
Your children will work to convert all their sisters and brothers. Then soon we're all on board and never worry, because the world always needs a bit more pride. No, you don't have to worry, because there's nothing wrong with standing by your side. Get on board and never worry, because the world always needs a bit more pride. Come on, try a little pride. We'll convert your children, then we'll turn to you, giving up the fear inside is freeing like you never knew. Go and see San Francisco, go and turn up that disco. You'll forget you were ever upset. We'll convert your children and make an ally of you yet. We'll make an ally of you yet. We'll make an ally of you yet.
Yeah, man. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, look, I was cracking a lot of jokes earlier and stuff like that, and I just gotta shoot you straight. I find nothing funny to do with that. There's nothing funny about that. There's nothing cute. There's not, it is like pure wicked. I just tweeted this out where, and by the way, follow me on Twitter at Ignoramus Steve for more hot takes like this. Said they're literally saying it for us. The difference between the sinful and the wicked is that the wicked call evil good, along with trying to push it on the most innocent in society. It must be opposed. It must be. Yeah, I mean, like even 5 years ago, I would have thought that was like kind of funny or whatever, dude. There's nothing whatever about that. Yeah, it's not funny. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but like it's one of those things that you have to laugh at it a little bit, but the thing with the kids, it's just not funny at all. I mean, we can make jokes. I'm making jokes all over the place, and it's like the clown pill combined with the hard work combined with the white pill with a lot of truthful red pills. That's my prescription. But you have to laugh at it a little bit, but certain stuff is just not. Yeah, it's not good at all. And, since I'm on my soapbox and stuff like that, it's not the gay thing is not the only thing they're coming after the kids for. I mean, it's like they talk about the sex ed thing is also terrible. Kids as young as 5th grade to receive condoms from Chicago public schools, they're being hypersexualized. Absolutely. Like most people I know that are 35 or younger, viewed pornography below, younger than 12, so it's not just that one thing, but it's really about what you're calling good and what you're calling evil. That's a big part of it. It's a big part of it. They're trying to push it on the weakest in society, and they're calling it good while saying it's corrupt. It is terrible. A report highlights how an LGBT ideology infiltrated kids' shows. The rise of gender diverse representation isn't a coincidence. I mean, we looked at this a couple weeks ago on my show, where it wasn't even their opponents putting it out. There was like a pro-gay website that was talking about a list of all the different queer characters in kids shows. It was hundreds over the last 5 years, and retroactively making normal characters gay, like Captain America and shit. You guys have seen it. Gay SpongeBob, Mr. Ratburn getting married to a man, pride parades on Blue's Clues, drag queen singing with Kermit the Frog. Definitely not a coincidence. Yeah, dude. It is like a full-on war, dude. It is a full-on cultural war. I've been saying it for years. My goodness, everybody. So I Googled... All right, let's move on. I Googled a thing I like and a thing I hate. Because the thing is, when I run a show, if I don't make a tab for it, I will forget. Now we're going to, we just covered a bunch of things I hate, but we'll do a couple more. So what I was thinking for the thing I like and the thing I hate is a thing I like and a thing I hate are the same thing. Okay, they're the same thing, and that's called the live chat. I've done over 1,000 live streams at this point. And, I love you guys in the live chat right now. You guys are great. But there's times when it's not the live chat. It's the people that get it and the people that don't. All right, I'm a guy that when I do a job, I needed training. I've had to ask many things. There's many jobs and things that I didn't get in my life. But at a certain point, when you've participated in something enough, you either get it or you don't. And I think that when you go into a live chat as a live stream, when you look at the live chat, you see what people are saying. There's people that get it and there's people that don't. That's the thing I love and the thing that I hate. You know, and I think everyone in the chat right now gets it. We get what we're doing here. You know, you're here to give your take, be funny, be clever, and not like go into full despair boomer mode. And keep in mind, a boomer is a mentality, not an age range. So that was the thing I was thinking about. Like, what can we talk about here where it's just like, you know, but it's like the people that if you go into if you go into especially a big live chat where it goes fast and fast, you'll see a lot of people that get it and a lot of people that don't. So that's the thing that I like and a thing that I hate. Thank you, J. Edgar, for having me guest host today. I welcome you guys to check out my work. I stream every weekday at 10 a.m., usually 10 to 1 in the Eastern time zone. We start with a little opener, again, the themes of the day. We have some laughs, and it's a jolly good time. I know we got some ignorance, some daily ignoramus regulars in there. This was contemporary. Yeah, we covered some good stuff today. J. Edgar is a good guy. My long friend, time friend. He's a friend. He's been my friend in and out of public life. Is there anything that I'm supposed to say at the end here? After the ending segment, I flipped back to a full screen view and sent the people off for the day. It says here to plug myself. So yeah, like I just said, plug myself. What am I, from San Francisco? Yeah, I do, streams at night, podcasts. If you or anyone you know would like to appear on my show, I do a podcast called Call Me Ignorant. Love to take some calls or have some interesting people on and things like that. But yeah, this was contemporary. I'm standing in for J. Edgar. Let's skedaddle. You guys have a great day, and I'll be on my channel in about an hour. Ooh, look at this music. It's crushing. Contemporary with J. Edgar. Support his work. Hit that like button. Tell a friend. And be easy. I need like a tagline. You need like a tagline? It says, I'm J. Edgar and this is contemporary. I'll also do this. I just want to read Jagger's entire script that he wrote me just for the lulz. Love you all. God bless you. See you around.